So let's look at the first one. It's pretty obvious, it's sight. It's obviously our first impression because that's all we've got to go on. We've always had, that first impression right from caveman days, when we saw a big orange and black thing with fangs running towards us, growling. We didn't know what it was called or what it was, but we knew it didn't look very nice. So we'd run the other way. So sight obviously is the key thing, and particularly in today's marketing world, because whether you have an online business, whether you do a lot through social media, it's all about what you see first of all. And actually sight represents about 90% of a first impression. 90%. So only 10% is what you say. So thinking about that first 7 seconds, that's 90% is just what you see. It's that sort of eyeballing, looking top to toe. So thinking about some of the things that can appeal to sight. I mean, a lot of these you think, oh, well, that's quite obvious, what something looks like. But let's just have a quick look at a few. So if we're looking at brands or products, these are some of the things that obviously are key, particularly with the first impression. So obviously this is your logo, and I alluded earlier to how much time, effort and money goes into developing a brand, and we've got lovely graphic people here today. People spend a lot of money, don't they, and time on getting their logo right and the brand looking right. So the brand image is really important, and obviously on social media, and Chris is here. From a social media point of view, of course, it's very, very important what people see on there. What message are they getting? So important to get that, get the right message across. The same with your blogs. So when you're reading things, obviously it's part of sight. They have to get the same message. And we work across a lot of media now. We talk to people face to face. There's social media, there's our websites, there's blogs, there's YouTube, there's all sorts of things, but you have to put across that consistent message. What about presentation of emails? How many times do you receive an email from somebody and it says, please find attached? Where's the attachment? You think, well, yes, okay, you might excuse somebody, they've forgotten to attach it, but it's not very professional. And particularly if somebody, if you're expecting, say, a quote from somebody, and it says, please find attached our quote, following our conversation, please find attached our quote. It's not there. What is the customer going to think? They couldn't be bothered. Oh, I'll go somewhere else. I can't be bothered to go back to them and ask for it. You only get this one chance. So really important. What about sign-offs of emails? How many emails come through and there's maybe spelling mistakes, there's grammar mistakes. Spell check's great, but it doesn't pick things up like form and from. That's one of the most common ones. And the other one is there and there. There as in the person, and there as in, obviously not the person. It doesn't pick those things up. And how many times has an email got Z's in words instead of S's? We don't spell things with Z's here in the UK. But spell check seems to like, Z's in things instead of S's. And as I say about the sign-offs, it's maybe just got somebody's name. Why is the logo not on there? You should be proud of your logo. You've spent a lot of money on it. It's been designed specifically for your brand to look amazing. Why not use it in your emails? And there's too many things come through, then there's not that attention to detail. And then, of course, that goes on to your documents. Quotes, invoices, what do they look like? And it's the detail. And Tosin, who's at the back of the room, I know, he's sent me something through, and I said, I think you might like to know that you've used the wrong word on the bottom of your quote. I had one the other day, and it said, I think, as you know, and it said N-O-W, not K-N-O-W. It just gives the wrong impression. And pitches, in person, very, very important. And I could talk all morning about how you look. and go into clothing and, you know, all that sort of thing, but I'm not going to. So important how you and your staff are representing your brand, your business, your company. And obviously if you're doing any marketing material like flyers and things, obviously very important again. And not just what's on there, but you know, what it looks like in general. And in terms of people, as I say, there's the whole thing about personal appearance and image, eye contact, so important. You know, this is all about sight, it's all about impressions. If somebody doesn't look you in the eye, you immediately think, oh, they're not interested. Or you feel disinterested. I don't really want to talk to this. Hello, can you see me? You know, you don't want to talk, don't want to carry on that conversation. Accessories, I talk a lot to students. I do hold workshops with them and try to prepare them for interviews and the world of work, you know, and I talk about clanking jewellery. You know, people don't think about these things, or big jewellery. It's off-putting. If anybody's ever interviewed anybody, has anybody interviewed in the room? If you interview somebody, you know, and they've got 16 ear studs and nose studs and tongue studs, and, you know, they've got big clanking whatever on, that's all you look at. And actually you're not paying attention to what they're saying because your mind is completely distracted by something else. So very important to be thinking about where you are, what the occasion is. And as I say, not just you as business people, but the people who work for you as well. They're, you know, quite often the front of your business. And it's important that they represent you in the very best possible way. And then of course we go to videos, photographs, images, you know, are they all consistent? You know, what's your photograph like on LinkedIn? You know, is it you skiing down a mountain with your son? You know, is it you and your wife down in a water chute on holiday? You know, that doesn't give a good impression of your business. You know, these are all really important things. And of course, when you're out and about at events and you're networking, and if you're like me, you do presentations, again, even more important, you know. You're all sitting in front of me, you're all making judgments, you've got perceptions and impressions. It's important, you know, like the Victoria Beckham, I represent my brand and what I do for a living.